Today I will try to convince everyone that there needs to be welfare reform. I will use startling statistics and provide my personal opinion on how to improve the current welfare system, not just by throwing more money into the program, but by providing more than just financial assistance, such as help in finding jobs, pursuing their education, and career counseling. According to USA Today, in 2009, 4 million people received from the cash assistance program, which was up from 3.8 million in 2008. 37 million people received food stamps, which was an increase of 18% from last year. And unemployment benefits doubled to about 9.1 million. According to the Municipal Research and Services Center of Washington, on August 22, 1996, President Clinton signed the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996, otherwise known as the Welfare Reform Bill. The bill changed many things about the welfare system, but some people believe that the changes were not for the better. According to Thomas Moore and Swaranjit Arora in the Journal of Sociology and Social Welfare, September 2009 edition, the Welfare Act was intended to reduce the number of cases, even if it meant denying some individuals the supervision and support services that they needed to go from welfare to work. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families in 1997, 46 out of 50 states state their caseloads declined, and 30 states have dropped more than 25%. However, the only national welfare reform study to date, which was released by the Federal Council of Economic Advisors in May of 1997, said that the 44% decrease in caseloads was due to the improved economy. According to the In These Times magazine, 84% of New York City soup kitchens and food pantries indicated an increase in demand of services since the welfare reform went into effect. In Milwaukee, the number of families in homeless shelters went up 25% from last year. According to the Welfare Law Center, fewer than expected individuals were able to receive Medicaid or food stamps after being cut off from the welfare because of administrative errors. 47% of welfare recipients had no job when they were terminated from welfare. 43% who did have a job after their welfare was cut off only had part-time work. 2/3 received food stamps and or Medicaid while they were ineligible for cash aid. Families reported an increase in relying on family members and other individuals for help. Many individuals cut off from welfare without family and friends relied on community services for assistance. 1/3 of families in Iowa, Massachusetts, and Wisconsin returned to welfare when they had complied with the welfare policies or had an error in the case management corrected. Most welfare terminations nationwide were because of individuals who were unable to meet the enrollment requirements to sign up for a work program. Less than 1/3 reported earnings after welfare termination. Of the 10.5 million TAMP recipients in June 1997, nearly 7.3 million were children. Children are 40% of the poor and only 27% of the total population. This means that their poverty rate is higher than any other group. 19% of welfare cases consist of children, which is because the child is living with an adult who is not a parent. 4 million adults have dependent children who are also receiving TAMP assistance. 90% of welfare parents are single mothers. 2% of the total welfare recipients are married couples. 36% are divorced, widowed, or separated. 54% were never married. 40% of TAMP recipients did not receive a high school diploma or equivalency, but half have at least a high school education. Most TAMP recipients have 1 to 2 children, and half of the TAMP cases have at least one child under the age of 5. According to Ki-Young Lee, who is affiliated with the School of Social Work at Michigan State University, in the Journal of Community Psychology, in the current TAMP system, mothers are expected to work a certain amount of hours and will actually make less working than they would on government assistance before the 1996 Act. He goes on to say that even if the individuals worked more hours, it would not really help them that much more, and would just take time from caring for their children. He says that taking time away from caring for the children will hinder their development. Welfare reform can be fixed by enacting a few programs that would cut down on the individuals that need help. I believe we need sex education programs in schools that will promote the use of condoms so that when children decide to have sex, they will not have children, which will cause them economic hardship. In the current system, if you are on unemployment, you do not have to take a job that pays less than your previous job. I believe this should be amended so that when you have to take the job, but will still receive some compensation from the government. If we were to do this, individuals will be receiving less from the government while given a job and in turn may build a career in that company. The individual will earn raises from the employer and may even advance to some sort of management with that company. The government stipends will decrease as the individual's pay increases, and eventually they may not need the assistance at all. I also believe that individuals who are enrolled in any kind of government program should receive assistance in how to find a job and how to budget their money. There should be state programs to teach individuals how to fill out a resume, job application, how to find a job, and how to budget their money. These classes should be mandatory for all people receiving this aid. The government needs to help individuals graduate high school and further their education. Before a child is allowed to drop out of school, they need to be educated on what it means to be an individual without a high school education, and either need to take a GED class to receive a diploma or have a job waiting for them when they drop out of school. We cannot allow kids to leave school without future plans. Ki-Young Lee says that welfare negatively affects women and that the government welfare program should concentrate on education first, not work first, and that women should also receive more compensation when they work. He said that they should also learn competitive job skills before they actually enter the workforce. His concluding sentence says, thus the impacts of the 1996 welfare reform should be measured by not only nominal values, but also considering its impacts on mothers as both wage earners and care providers, and the subsequent impact on their children. The new welfare reform bill was intended to help more people, but is not entirely effective in helping individuals that need to be helped, and helping people get off welfare. Due to the economy, the number of people needing help has risen, and there are also some that need help and can't receive it at all. Statistics prove that while the number of people on welfare has went down, there are some individuals that still need help. This could be due to the fact that it is harder to get on welfare now, so the people that can't need it can't get on it, and even the ones that do get welfare still can't find jobs. There are many ways that the government can provide assistance to individuals besides financial compensation. It can provide classes to help people better manage their money and find jobs. The government can also use preventive measures to ensure that individuals do not end up on welfare because of poor choices. Hopefully I have convinced some people that we need welfare reform and we need to improve on it more than just putting more money into it. We need to help people become more self-reliant, and I think this would please all individuals in the political spectrum as well. I believe that we can no longer judge the effectiveness or the failure of a program just on statistics, and we have to look at different aspects. I also believe that if welfare reform is ever going to succeed, it has nothing to do with how much money we spend, but what we actually do about the issue. Thank you, and have a nice day.